Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yep, we can
Okay,
hear you.
awesome. Thank you so much. Brent Hiltbrand, do you want to start us off?
It's a huge win for you guys. And you got two pretty tremendous performances from both Sean and Jacen Russell-Rowe. Aiden's buzzing around like he always does. The kids are really contributing in a big way for you guys. What does that kind of signal about the club and in general, broad terms, but also specifically?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be pleased about today. Obviously, from purely a result standpoint, it's our second win on the road. Again, now I think it's our 7th result out of 9 games on the road. But, you know, winning that game, that second one now on the road, those are big points. And obviously winning the Trillium Cup, you know, for our supporters, we talked about that in the locker room before the game. You know, obviously it's a little thing, but it's a big thing, you know, and you know, we're happy to, you know, sweep it and to win 2 games and win the Trillium Cup. So that's very pleasing. The points are pleasing. And then from there, you know, the little things that are pleasing, you said it, the young guys, you know, coming in, obviously Jacen Russell-Rowe just gets signed and gets his debut. And I thought he was extremely dangerous. You know, he's very quick. Early in the match, you saw right from the opening whistle, he stretched and was quick enough to get in behind and cause them problems. Thought there was a few little moments where he's got to read Lucas, but he did exactly what we wanted him to do: stretch the game, transition, work hard defensively. And then Sean Zawadzki, second start, solid again. Thought he got a little tired in that second half, which is to be expected, but scores a great goal. You know, so Will Sands even coming in the game, I thought was lively. It's great to see. Obviously, our experienced guys really did well too, so you can't forget about that. Darlington Nagby, I thought, was one of the men of the matches. Is that how you say it? Because I think there were multiple of those, but really had a good game. Caused them a lot of problems. Scored a great goal from Lucas. Lucas obviously coming back to the team. You could see the lift there. And then, you know, the last thing for me was just, again, showing our tactical flexibility. We play a different formation than we played 3 days ago. I think that really threw their team off. You could see that in the first half. And, you know, I think that continues to be a real strength of this team, is that we can shift into different formations. You know, each game, in game, you know, because we went from a 3-5-2 to 3-4-3 late to kill it. So that flexibility, I think, is becoming a very big strength of our team. So, you know, this week is a long one. We need to get on the road, get home, recover, because we have a big one at home. And, you know, I think we've proven that we can get points on the road, but, you know, we need to now get the job done at home in front of our supporters in the, I think it's the year, right, anniversary of the stadium. So we need to get that thing rocking.
Go to Jacob Myers and Thomas Casella.
Caleb, what made you so confident in starting Jacen tonight?
I think when we just, again, I said it, we looked at the opponent, we looked at personnel, we came up with a plan that kind of we thought would cause them problems. They're 4-4-2. You know, the plan was to, you know, basically overload their midfielders with Lucas and our 3 central midfielders and collapse them narrow to then now find our wingbacks high. And I think they had a really hard time figuring out how to stop the overload and or the wide backs getting forward in the attack. And I think it led to obviously the first 2 goals. But we felt like the combination of Lucas as more of a second forward, but also keeping an honest middle. You know, we felt like we needed a true striker up there and a striker that could stretch. So I think that pairing really fit well today.
And it looks like now with Sean in there and playing how he is, it's allowing Darlington to kind of get forward even more than he normally does and into the attack. How much does it, I guess, say to the fact of just how much Darlington trusts Sean to keep the ball and that kind of spurs him on ahead? Just Darlington being able to trust that, okay, Sean's going to be there and fill in my normal role.
Yeah, I think it just depends on the game, right, and the plan and what we're trying to do. We wanted to push him and Aiden really high today. We knew that would be important. We knew that that would cause their two center mids some problems. And I thought, we executed really well. And, when you look at Sean, whether it's a 4-3-3 or whether it's a 3-5-2, he plays that 6. He helps control the space in front of the central defenders, whether it's 2 central defenders or 3 today. But also he's always that single pivot that allows us to switch play. And knowing that he can hold, that gives us balance, which allows now Darlington to push forward. And Darlington told me before the game, I said, you need 3-4 times a half. You need to surge forward and get in that final third and be goal dangerous. And I think he showed, that he is a guy that can chip in goals, out of midfield. And that run he made and the pass that Lucas gave him, that was an excellent passage of play.
Thanks for the time, Coach. Congratulations on the win tonight. You talked about Lucas coming back. He was part of that 30th minute goal. He had the first pass to Russell-Rowe, who found Nagby at the end. What else did you see from Lucas tonight? Is it just him allowing other players to have more room because he takes up a lot of attention? Like, how different is it having him on the field and hopefully healthy compared to whenever you have to play without him?
Yeah, I think, again, what's really cool is we go from a 4-3-3 into a 3-5-2. We keep that midfield 3, that continuity. We played the entire same back 4 and just plugged Josh in between them. We felt we needed those extra numbers. We didn't want to change the continuity in the middle and that honesty. But we felt like with the way they play, and you saw it late in the game, they get a lot of numbers forward. And, Pozuelo is one of the best players in the league at finding little half spaces. So I think that extra center back helped us in those, box defending moments. And then from there, we decided to put Lucas up top to where he could basically have a free role. He had a free role, and we were very honest through the middle, but he could just find spaces, read the game. And what he brings that makes us very different when he's on the field is just his final passing. There's no better final passer that I've seen when he gets faced up. We just need to make the right runs a bit more, and obviously when Cucho comes, you're going to see, that's a pairing that's going to be very interesting, whether we go 3-5-2, whether we go 4-2-3-1, got options, but we're trying to win now, but we're also trying to set some continuity as well for when we have everybody healthy and in. And, a guy that didn't play today because of a match state was Kevin Molino. And he's another one that once we get him fit, we can figure out a way to get him, Cucho, and Lucas all on the field together. But, we're going to take it a game at a time and love our roster, love our depth, love that young guys are playing, love that we're being tactically flexible, and love that we won again on the road and won the Trillium Cup.
Thanks. Sorry. Thank you, Thomas. We'll go to Charlie Bone. Do you want to close this out?
Hey, Caleb, congrats on the result. I'm so sorry I came in a little late, so I'm not sure how much you talked about Jacen so far tonight, but a huge night for him, and it had to have been special doing it against this opponent. And I wanted to ask also what his emotions were like, because it looked like he got stuck in on Osorio late on there, and there were some words, and it just felt like there was some fire to that performance.
Yeah, hey, Charles. Always good to have you on. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, I think, this is obviously a job, and we've all coached a lot of games, played a lot of games, but it's pretty special when you have, a player like Jacen Russell-Rowe who proves himself with Crew 2 and gets an opportunity with the first team at first being loaned up and training with us a lot. And we felt like he earned the right to be signed, and he earned the right to start this game. And it's really cool to see a 19-year-old kid who has a ton of talent get his first debut against his former club, his hometown. You know, that's a little bit of icing on the cake. So that nostalgia, that's pretty cool. But at the end of the day, it's about the team and the 3 points. And I think he'd be the first to say that. And he's a real good kid. He's a classy kid. So there's no venom, I don't think, towards anybody.
And also, I wanted to ask if it seems like you picked up a few guys on your roster who were in other academy systems and didn't work out. And I wonder if maybe there's a strategy there in terms of giving guys another shot at things or seeing something that others may have missed.
Yeah, I think again, I said it a lot in the offseason. We know the cycle and the maturity of our team. We definitely have a mature team. Everybody knows that, but you know, we need to make sure we have good succession planning underneath. And that was one of the initiatives that our club had. And one of the goals that I had as well is to play some more young guys this year. And I think we're showing that as a club. And, you know, I'm trusting some of these young guys and they're getting the job done. We're preparing them every day and they're talented. And, you know, when you prepare kids and mentally and tactically and you give them confidence and you put them in a game, you know, you can see the you know, the confidence was very evident when you look at Sean, you look at Jacen Russell-Rowe, you look at Will Sands. So yeah, Will Sands, you know, again, I don't think there's ever, you know, any reason to second guess, you know, why didn't this club take this guy or that guy? You know, it sometimes depends a lot on the timing. You know, you might have a really good 1-2 left back. You might have another really young left back. Sometimes there have been some really good players, you know, in academies that just have been blocked by other good young players. So I think the timing for us was right to get a Will Sands and a Jacen Russell-Rowe.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. That'll conclude our media availability of Caleb Porter. Hope you all have a good night.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Take care.
Coach. Safe travels.
Yep, thanks.
Thanks, Thomas. Bye.